back, everyone. Welcome back to the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle Champions playoffs. Welcome to the second semifinals of the night. We just wrapped up with our first series. We just wrapped up with Geralt versus Spirits. We had a crazy result. We had a crazy upset, I would say. We have a Protoss in the grand finals. While we are here, we are still yet to determine who is the second player to face off against him in those finals.
Indeed we do, and we are about to find out as we are starting our second semifinals with another two great players. And the first of them is in the top right corner of lane lines. It is none other than Team Liquid's Elazer.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And here we go. We have our semifinals, as you mentioned. It looks like we are getting some people tuning in for the first time here, but welcome all to the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. This is an offline event, a big offline event happening in Poland, and we are in the semis. It's been how long? We've been live for 9 hours. It's been a 9-hour cast so far. You know what? I was hoping that maybe we'd be able to cut it short and maybe, you know, end at 12 hours or so, but we're gonna be here for a while. I feel it was a long best of 5.
If we don't make it to 12 hours, I'm sure Spirit will make sure to fix that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. We'll make sure to, even though it's a best of 3, I mean, it's gonna be like a 2-hour-long best of 3. It's gonna, yeah,
exactly.
Smooth.
It will make it work.
Ah, no. Meanwhile, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think is going to advance onto the grand finals. Will it go the way of Elazer or Krystianer? Now, coming into this is a rematch. In the group stage, Krystianer did 2-0 Elazer. Krystianer, he has had a better result and a better record over Elazer over the past year of play. For a long time, Elazer was a very dominant force and still is a dominant force in the Polish region, but in recent times, players like Krystianer, players like Geralt, they've been rising through those ranks and threatening kind of the established status quo amongst the established players in the region.
Yeah, I mean, Krystianer has won one of these previous LANs as well. Like, he has done it before in front of an audience as well, so he's definitely been rising to those higher ranks in the recent months.
Oh yeah, exactly. In the recent months and the recent years. What I would say coming into this, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, as we have our openers, Hatchcast pull into a third base, likewise Stargate opener out of Krystianer. But coming into the playoffs now, I believe Geralt is the only player now in the playoffs that has not won a H.4.0.S Galactic Battle. The only one. Is it his time?
He hasn't, right?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Right? Because we had Spirit, we had Elazer,
and Krystianer. Yeah, all three of them, they've won previous galactic battles. Alas, Geralt still has yet to claim one. This could be his time. This could be it.
It could be. I mean, it would be pretty hype. Also, it would be pretty fitting to have like one of each. But wasn't there another one? Wasn't there a fourth one?
Spirit won 2.
Okay.
Yeah, like he won 2.
See, I'm not trusting my memory. So somebody look it up.
If there was a fourth one, then Spirit won 2. As we are going to be settling in, we do have the Adept shading in behind the middle line. 2 drones already going to be going down. A very nice start here from Krystianer. Trading 2 for 2. Not the most ideal trades. Behind this, we have the initial Oracle, and we will soon get into our tech of choice. Now, historically, Krystianer, he's very fond of going for Archon heavy compositions here in PvZ. He's not one to play standard, like plus on Blink Stalker into Colossus or into Storm. It is not really his go-to. He's a lot more aggressive with how he plays.
Oh, but this Nexus is suddenly in danger. It actually looks like it will have to be cancelled. This Lynx found the perfect time to be there, and the Oracle is busy across the map.
Yeah, the Oracle out of position, no Adepts here to defend. The reason why there were no Adepts is, as you remember, the Adept did die harassing across the map. So without that Adept to defend, we saw the Laser took full advantage of that and did force a cancel.
Yeah, very nicely done there from Elazer, but at the same time we have multiple Oracles now on the map. But Elazer is not stopping with the aggression, he's sending even more Zerglings.
Yeah, this time the Oracles, they will keep the space safe and sound. Meanwhile, that is a very fast lair, 4-minute lair here by Elazer. If you're curious what this means, what this entails, this should be for fast Hydras. We've seen Elazer go for this fast lair every game so far in the group stage, in the PvZs against Geralt and against Krystianer. He's very fond of skipping roaches.
Yeah, seems to be the go-to of Elazer today, and we'll see how it goes for him. I mean, there are many oracles, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, we'll see how it goes forward with what Krystianer decides to do. But meanwhile, we still have more links. Now there are adepts to defend, but these Ducklings are doing damage.
Yeah, the pylon goes down. Nice pickup here with those lings. Likewise, early Bailiness here from Elazer. This will keep him safe against early charge lots, but there it is. He does cancel. He doesn't need it. Again, he's going straight for that Hydrogen, as we already mentioned. Oh,
But before he gets there, he has to deal with this oracles. He does kill one of them, but the two still stand. One of them still left. Actually, I'm not sure about the decision from Krystianer there to just stand on top of that base.
yeah, that was a little bit overconfident from Krystianer. He lost 2 oracles. That was not worth it. He did get 5 drones and a spore, but still not worth losing 2 oracles, as now he's that much more vulnerable back at home to aggression. Behind this, as we mentioned, again, should be +1 in charge. +1 is on the way. Charge should be on the horizon into Archon production with that Temple Archives.
Yeah, and I mean, Archons should do nicely with Hydras, although it very much depends on the numbers. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, it looks like Krystianer will try some more harassment with these adepts.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's how Krystianer 2-0'd Elazer, is that every game Elazer rushed into Ling Hydra, and every game Krystianer just pushed out with Archons and just snowballed out of control. It was like, again, it can be very difficult dealing with these Archon storm heavy compositions without roaches, with a very fragile army, I should say. Oh, nice around though. Up.
Yeah, but the great stats were there from Krystianer. He traps a lot of the drones, actually. He does lose the adepts, which is a bit unfortunate, but still a nice, delay in mining at the very least.
Yeah, very nice second one damage. The Oracle should be racing back home as Hydras are amassing as we speak. The first wave of Archons are on the way, but again, Elazer, he has momentum. He has a good economy, getting a 4th base, massing up more Ling Hydra. But based on the production type here, it looks like we're setting up for a later move out. Bailiness and Elazer is still making a couple of drones.
Yeah, he's not ready to move across the map quite yet. He will build up that army a bit more. We're still waiting for his upgrades, waiting for the production to ramp up. Meanwhile, Krystianer also have time to get his upgrades. Charge is about to be finished, +1 ground weapons as well.
Yeah, exactly. As Krystianer is building up his army, though, again, a field of stasis traps here. We have Archons, we have Zealots, more Archons, more Zealots. What's important about what Elazer is doing as well is that he is still not droning. He's cutting workers here at 67, and he's looking to max out with Ling Hydra. Again, this is something that he's been doing all day today, is no Eva Chamber. 0 Eva Chambers, 0 upgrades, no Infestation Bit, no Hive, no Lurkers either, just purely Lair Tech 0/0 Ling Bane Hydra.
I was about to say, is it like kinda Brood War, but not really because Banelings? Because Link Hydra is a very Brood War thing, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, in Brutal, you still get Lurker, like, but sure, Ling Hydra. And again, Elazer, the 4th base just for lava for now. There we go, 6 drones are on the way, so he's still somewhat droning up, getting that 4th base saturated, but still has yet to tech in any major direction as he's morphing in a lot of Banelings.
Yeah, and he has to because the army of Krystianer is at his doorstep. The Archons are going forward though, so the Banelings won't be as effective against them. There's a lot of Zealots behind them though.
Yeah, but here come the Banelings at massive connection cells. They cannot engage, they're going to be forced back, and with that, Elazer is going to be able to hold on. He's going to be able to force this back.
Yeah, he's able to keep Krystianer at bay. At the same time though, we have Zealots in the right-hand side base, and they will be doing a lot of damage to the economy, and now Elazer is distracted.
Yeah, Elazer is being pulled apart. He tries to defend his base. His bases they roll in, but they connect with Archons. Not the best connections here from Elazer, and Zealots is wreaking havoc. Drones are still going down.
Nice force with splitting the army as well, so the Archons have an easier time dealing with the Zerg. And yeah, the Protoss army is still going forward. The Link Bane is pretty much gone. It's mostly the Hydras.
Yeah, he's done it. He has done it. He's broken through the back line here. The side defense, or I should say the Banelings have fallen for Elazer. Drones are still going down, by the way. There's still Zealots in the main. The hatchery is going to fall, and Elazer, he is struggling to hold on, struggling to survive.
Yeah, I mean, that said, Krystianer is also slowly running out of units, so he cannot overstay his welcome here either. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for him. He still has that war piece behind as well, so he will be ferrying some units into the bases of Elazer, and yeah, I assume more drones will be dying.
Oh, the contamination! Let's go! Storm will not finish. So nicely done here by Elazer. But again, things are looking bleak for the Zerg player. He has an even base count, if not, actually he's down a base compared to his opponents, as the bases there are actually locked in step. So this is worse for the Zerg. Likewise, still 0-0. And +2 is about to finish up for Krystianer, having a massive upgrade lead.
Yeah, and again, still Zealots going into the bases, still that Warp is present, so every now and then it can just pop in, warp in some Zealots, and you know, the Baneling's dead with these ones, but there's another force already on the bottom side.
Yeah, exactly. Zealots, they do head towards that mineral line once again. There are some links to defend, so Elazer, he is holding on. He's able to maintain himself at least somewhat on 3 bases, but this is the army that I'm concerned by. Not just the Zealots, but the Archons and the mass storm that's going to be available.
Oh, this is an interesting skin. I don't see High Templars in that skin very often.
Yeah, it's like they have like these like big hoodies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but they don't have a cape. How can a High Templar not have a cape?
They look cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look naked.
But here we go. Krystianer, he is moving forward. He does have a supply lead. And again, defending with purely 0-0 Lingbane Hydra against this kind of force, it's not easy. Not impossible, but it's not easy here to defend. We'll see how well these Banelings connect, as now they have Baneling speed.
And they do have Baneling speed, so it will be a little bit easier to maneuver them, but nonetheless, we still have many Archons here on the front. Some of the Banelings do connect, but there's still more standing army here.
Yeah, the hat-trick is at the Storms. The Storms are going to be brutal. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he will take game number 1.
GG. Very strong game there from Krystianer.
Yeah, GG, well played. Again, if you were here for the group stage, this game looked very similar to the matches that we've been covering in the group stage. This is Elazer's go-to. It's very all-in. It's very all-in the way that he's playing, basically committing here to purely Lingbane Hydra. It does not scale well into a longer game. The reason for this is because, 1, lack of upgrades, 2, no lurkers. No hive tech, no lurkers whatsoever. So against this kind of death ball of an army of Charge-Offs and Archons and Storm, it doesn't really scale too well as the game progresses. We'll see if Elazer can bring it back. We'll see if he adjusts and does play a little bit differently.
Yeah, I mean, we will see. Because as you said, like, it's a very interesting style that Elazer has been showing. Like, the absolutely 0 upgrades, just make unit. Yeah. You know, kind of style.
I mean, again, it's very all in. It's very all in. It's very committed. Like,
But if he's doing it, that means that it must also work, right?
Yeah.
Like, he isn't doing it just for the sake of doing it. So there must be a scenario where he just overwhelms the opponent with his just advantage in production.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the Geralt matches, that's what happened. Elazer, he overwhelmed Geralt. He did defeat him in the group stage. He was able to pull it off. But Geralt also played very differently to Krystianer. As I mentioned before, like, stylistically, Elazer, he likes with this more fragile, like, high DPS army. Stylistically, Krystianer, he's very fond of his Archons. He's very fond of his Archons. Yeah.
Definitely have been seeing those a lot. But that was game number 1, and we are now in game number 2 on Ultralove, where in the bottom left corner of the map we have the Zerg player, the Polish Zerg from Team Liquid. It is Elazer.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer.
I feel like we should make a poll in the chat if it should be Elazer or Elazer. Which version sounds better?
No. I mean, has he specified what he prefers, or does he not care?
I don't think he has. I don't think he has. And every time I see him, I forget to ask him. I should do it one day. But I think even if I did, I don't think he had a preference.
Yeah, it's like with Geralt. We have to ask him, what does he like? Does he like Geralt or Geralt? Is he from Rivia? We need to find out.
I mean, it could also be the Yanji situation, right?
True.
It's like, oh, it's whatever. It's like any name you want.
For now, though, we are going to be settling into Ultraliv. Ultraliv, of course, being one of the more defendable maps in the map pool. The third base, the fourth base, very much so are easier to hold off on. I mean, we saw that between Spirit and Geralt. We saw the extreme of that with some hyper late game with, you know, the map being split in half almost, taking every base on the map as well. We'll see if we can get there here, though. Again, really my eyes are on Elazer. As we mentioned, like, he's been very much so in love with this style of being just very committed with a more fragile, like, light army. I mean, it'd be cool to see him mix it up a little bit more.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds very much like something I would play. I love just, you know, just going for these aggressive styles and just overwhelming the opponents.
Yeah.
It's good.
It can work really well, but I feel like, you know, if your opponent's playing a certain way, we gotta mix it up a little bit.
No, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point of Zerg, though. Zerg is supposed to be like adjusting to everything. It's supposed to be like super adaptive. So that kind of goes against the Zerg philosophy.
So how flexible is Elazer?
Oh, he should be pretty flexible. I mean, after all the selfies from the gym he's posting. Question mark.
I haven't seen.
Look, I just remember the image of it because I think it was when he was on XCOM. He just had a lot of pictures like advertising like their sports gear essentially, because they were sponsored by like, I think it was like sports related, like watches and stuff.
Watches, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like smartwatch or if it's something else, because it's like specifically for sports, I think.
Yeah, there's watches, like the sport watches that they track your heart rate, actually. That's what they do.
Stuff like that. I mean, at this point, smartwatches do that too, I think.
Yeah.
So.
They do the same thing.
So don't ask me for details because I wasn't following it, but like I just remember that image in front of my eyes. And also, if you remember, I think that was still at S-Spot before House was a thing. They made Elazer run like laps around the building.
Yeah, he won the tournament, then he did laps, and then he never won again. Do you think?
Coincidence.
Do you think he's like, you know what? You're not making me run again. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Oh no.
There was because he I'm pretty sure he promised it. I don't remember what the bet or whatever was. But there was a video actually of him running and everybody just standing at the entrance and waiting for him to make another lap.
Yeah.
It was so silly.
Oh no, never again. Never again. From here, though, we do have once again fast lair. So it's once again a 4-minute lair timing. So just like the previous game, he's rushing into Hydras. Once again, he's skipping roaches. He's rushing into Hydras. Same build out of Elazer 2 games in a row. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he goes for his own third base a little bit faster. This time it's not delayed. And he's going into +1, into most likely charge, into most likely Archon production. It is his go-to. We'll see if he does embrace it or if he does do something crazy and go into Blink.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume more of the same from Krystianer. I mean, it did work well for him in game number 1, so probably we'll give it with the same. Meanwhile, they're actually changing things up a little bit.
Yeah, he's going for the drop into the main. And meanwhile, at say, do commit to the shade. Ooh, there aren't that many links to defend back under because they're across the map instead. With that, we do have some better trades. Drones are being targeted down so far. 4 workers, but can we get 6? Barely not. 5 drones go down.
Yeah, the adepts were dealt with in time. I mean, 5 workers still, but at the same time, Krystianer is completely distracted. He's not aware of this drop coming straight into his main base, and probes will fall.
Yeah, workers are going down. Lings, they flood in towards the third as well, trying to pull up out his opponent. Alas, Krystianer has some Zealots here at home to defend. The Oracles, they turn back around as well, and Krystianer should be able to hold on, but probes are going down.
Yeah, he didn't quite expect the attacks at both places at the same time, and he's using 10 probes already. I think that Zerglings still haven't been dealt with in the Natural base, sorry. But yeah, just barely. He defends, but I mean, 10 workers?
Yeah, that's a lot of economic damage. Likewise, took a long time to resume mining here at the Natural, so very nice start here for Elazer. Does make up for the otherwise lost drones in the Natural. Meanwhile, from the side of Krystianer, as you mentioned, again, +1 in charge. It's just his go-to. +1, charge, Temple Archives is done into Archon production. And we see a very similar dynamic, but what I will say is that the early game is slightly better this time for Elazer.
Yeah, I mean, definitely getting those probes and, you know, putting a bit of chaos into the base of Krystianer definitely might help him later in the game, but we'll see how that goes. For now, he's taking his 4 base, he's getting those hydras, he's getting the upgrades for him, and building up the army.
Yeah, he's drawn up to 70, and this is usually where Elazer stops. Around 70 workers, he does cut production. He doesn't get Evo chambers. Again, purely Hydra speed, a Baneling speed, massing up Ling Hydra, and his goal here is to break this expansion, to break the third. Now, the rush distance by ground is very short on this map, but you can knock down this tower. Like, if Krystianer is able to knock down the tower, he can buy a lot of time, he can wall up, and try to survive the onslaught that's coming.
It doesn't look like that will be in time because the Hydra's already here. The Zerglings do get caught in a stasis, which is a great boon for Krystianer, but ooh, a High Templar gets sniped.
Yeah, One Night Templar goes down. Storm is now done. Storm is completed just in time for these Hydras. As you mentioned, One Night Templar did fall, and Krystianer has to buy a little bit more time here to gather up NG.
Yeah, that he does. Shield Battery cannot quite help him at this point.
Yeah, there's no shield battery here at the third base, bear that in mind. Banelings morphing to go into the mineral line, and Elazer going to try and distract his opponent and pop off with those Banelings.
Yeah, the Banelings are getting ready. The Hydras are sharking around these rocks, waiting for their moment, and yeah, Elazer will try to completely surround Krystianer.
Yeah, Banelings, they do roll in. Krystianer pulls away, but there are more Banelings coming in from the other side. The High Templar!
Ooh, but also... Yeah, the High Templar do go down. A big part of the army is caught by the stasis, and a lot of it is blanketed by storms, but there's still so much left over, and it's completely destroying the ground army.
Yeah, Elazer, he does it. He breaks on through. The army just crumbles, and the Elazer is snowballing out of control. GG gets called. Elazer, he ties up the series 1-1.
See, it works.
Yeah, GG, well played. No sentries from Krystianer. That would have been ideal. Again, the big downside, the big difficult, the big factor when you deal with this kind of army with purely Ling Bane Hydra, no Ravagers. No Ravagers, nothing to do with force fields. We actually saw Geralt have a stronger defense against this. It was on Whispers of Gold, where Geralt, he was force fielding the choke points. He was able to buy time, land those storms, and survive. As I saw from Krystianer, he was pulled apart.
I mean, yeah, definitely force fields would help in this situation. We did see stasis being quite a lot of help, as like big chunks of the army were actually getting caught in those stasis wars, but it was just not enough. Like the numbers were just overwhelming, and Elazer was able to take it.
Yeah, GG, well played. Some beautiful connections there on the High Templar specifically. So I think we only saw like 1 or 2 storms. The storms didn't quite connect afterwards, and now we have a back and forth. We have a tied series.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. It would be a shame if the semifinals was one-sided. And you know, as you said, like Krystianer knew, like, oh, this is the playstyle of Elazer, but he still did get caught off guard by the drop, by that harassment from Elazer, and in the end, it snowballed in the Zerg's way.
Oh yeah, did snowball his way, and with that, Elazer was able to take the game on Ultra Love. Now again, the rush distance by ground on Ultra Love is shorter. Now we're going to be loading into a much larger map, actually going to be featuring this map for the first time, as it has been vetoed consistently, at least throughout the group stage. We're going to be loading into Frostline.
It's interesting. I feel like Frostline is generally played fairly regularly.
Yeah, potentially, and now we're here in Game 3.
Well then, we are now loaded into Frostline, as you said, and we are in the top right corner of the map, where we have the first of our contestants. It is the red Protoss player representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Zerg player, the yellow Zerg, representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. We go. Now, one of the reasons why this is, I would say, probably one of the most vetoed maps in ZvP is the 3rd and 4th base locations. These bases are very exposed, they're very spread out, very isolated from each other, and I would say that this aggressive style out of Elazer can be quite effective here, especially once we get into the stage where Krystianer is trying to defend multiple locations at once.
Yeah, definitely. It will be very important for Krystianer to get those force fields working, to get those sentries, because, as you said, there's a lot of open space that Elazer can work with.
Yeah, exactly. There's just these large ramps coming into the expansions. Likewise, you can attack from multiple angles at once, the left, the right-hand side, through the center of the map as well. Even with force fields, it can be very difficult. Like, the map just isn't really helping you when it comes to defensive play. Likewise, we could see Krystianer try to be more assertive this time. He could try to be more aggressive. We'll see how our players adjust over time. I expect the Elazer to do the same thing, I'll be honest. I don't expect him to adjust at all this entire series. But let's go.
But do you think Krystianer will?
I think he'll go for early Archons potentially, like I did.
But it's still Archons.
Yeah. Like I think
He's just going to do the same thing, just faster.
Yes. I think there's a lot of. I mean, we've seen that from Krystianer before, where he delays his third. He delays his third base and gets faster Archon production just to be more secure. But we'll keep an eye on Krystianer because he does have variations to his build. He has variations.
Okay. So far, these placements look like once again a Stargate. So probably we'll have some oracles flying across the map for some harassment, and we'll see how it goes for Krystianer this time. As I mean, last time he did decently with the adepts. The oracles didn't quite get to actually do much across the map.
Yeah, it was mainly the Adept harass that really did pop off for Krystianer. We'll see if we can do that once again. Another factor that could be applicable here that Elazer did go for in his previous series in the group stage is that there are times where he rushes into the lair and he goes for a Spire instead of a Hydrogen. So Spire play is also going to be available here, or is going to be an option for Elazer if we want to go there instead of Hydras. Here on Frostline, it is an option. I don't know if it's ideal, but it's going to be available.
Okay. Let's see what it is. As for now, we have an adept going into the natural. For now, just shading, just checking how's the saturation on the natural base of Elazer.
Yeah, it does perk in, does back off. You can see this time Krystianer does not commit. If you remember, last game when Krystianer lost the first adept, he was also forced to cancel the Nexus, as the Lings had just counterattacked immediately. So this time, safer play by Krystianer. This time he's back at home in position.
In position, the Oracle is moving out, and it will scout the Zerglings coming across the map as well, so it will be able to be there for the defense. And yeah, the Zerglings get nothing.
Yeah, Zerglings, they're forced back. But again, at least they're keeping the Oracle at home, right? The first Oracle is stuck at home. Second Oracle's on the way. From here, we should soon be seeing the Forge, the Twilight Council, +1, and Charge. And once again, a 4-minute lair timing right on time for Elazer.
The question is, what will come out of this? Like, will it be once again Hydras, or will it be this time Spire, maybe, as you said? I mean, I'm betting on Hydras. I don't think there's any change. It's just the same thing.
Yeah, it's going to be Hydras. As Oracles, they hit in between the bases. They do get a Queen, not bad.
It's actually pretty nice. I mean, both the Oracles survive as well, so they will be able to be used later. The third base is harassed by the Zerglings once again, but it's not being taken down with the adepts being present. Yeah,
so nice damage here from Elazer. Again, once he realizes that Krystianer is committing to kill a queen, he just counterattacks. He just counterattacks, kills a pylon, and with that does force the Oracles pinned back home. Third Oracle's on the way. What I will say, this time this tech is delayed. It's much more delayed here, much more later for Krystianer. Should still be the same setup, but yeah, it is going to be far later than normal.
I mean, you say that, but we have slight change from Krystianer, as we have a proxy gateway in the top left side of the map.
Yeah, interesting. He's going to be reinforcing with Stalkers. Meanwhile, back at home, there's that Hydran, as he did mention. Just fast layer into Hydras, into Ling Hydra from Elazer. But Krystianer, he is going to try to apply some pressure here to the fourth base.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, that's a good idea, I guess, because Elazer is keeping track of his bases, but he doesn't really look at, what's right around the corner, and this base is suddenly in great danger.
Yeah, Stalkers, they can poke in. At the same time, Lings, they hit the third base. The shield battery's not ready. Nice hold position micro, and probes are going down. Oh my god!
Ooh. So many probes are going down. The Lings chase all of them away. The Oracles are forced to go back, but the Stalkers remain across the map.
Yeah, and cheeky moves here by Krystianer. He gets across the map, takes down a queen, but Lings, they're racing back home, and the Oracles, they need to be here to support.
Yeah, but there's so many Stalkers. Actually, this maybe Is there as many Stalkers as there are Lings? It's very close to me.
Yeah, 12 Stalkers here for Krystianer. Does poke in. There are these Oracles to support, but the Hydras, they're going to be arriving just in time. And remember, these Stalkers, they don't have Blink. We have Twilight Council, but no upgrades.
Yeah, no upgrades yet. The Oracles have to really support this army because the Zerg is now pushing against it. The Hydras are out, the Queens are helping as well, and this is not an easy position to get into.
Yeah, and on top of that, Krystianer, he didn't scout. He doesn't know that this base is up. Otherwise, he could knock it down. He does spot the Lings. That should be a tell, and he will rotate. He will get eyes. He does find the expansion.
Yeah, I think he sees out a bit of creep as well, and now he will try to go for it, but he also gets surrounded by the Zerglings.
Ooh, 3 sentries go down. They did force field, but for the cost of every single sentry, the base should fall. But Krystianer, he's getting trapped. He has to try to get the hell out of here before getting surrounded.
I think he will have to recall if he wants to save this army. Yeah, he's recalling the Stalkers. Some of them will fall regardless.
Yeah, some of them are left behind. The proxy gets cleaned up, does kill the hatchery, but now Krystianer, he's stuck, or he's forced back home, and he doesn't really have much to work with here. Again, just so much of this tech wasn't really made use of. Now we get the Templar Archives, but really late Templar Archives for Krystianer. He's in trouble.
Yeah, and Elazer, I mean, he saved a good chunk of his army, so he's able to make a counter-attack, and he's just going straight for the bases of Krystianer. He has the Hydras, he has the Zerglings, not Banelings, just the Zerglings, but against the Stalkers, they're just fine.
Yeah, station traps are being baited out. They don't quite connect with much units. The wall is not a wall. It's wide open. Lings, they flood into the natural.
Yeah, and once again, the probes are in danger. The Stalkers are trying to engage, but they can't quite do it. The more Zerglings are getting into the natural base. The Hydras are chasing off the Stalkers.
Yeah, meanwhile, Lings, they do attempt to flood into the main. Alas, there it is. GG gets called. Krystianer gets broken, and the Elazer takes a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, very nicely done there. And you know, you were talking about how, you know, Krystianer did take down Elazer, but actually in the semifinals, Elazer actually, you know, showing very confident game as well, and he is getting in the lead.
Oh yeah, does come into the lead here. Again, just a really awkward build, I would say, from Krystianer. If you remember, he went into the Forge, into the Twilight Council, didn't make use of them. He was actually trying to catch Elazer off guard with the Stalkers across the map. But yeah, alas, wasn't quite able to get the damage he was hoping for. Did kill the base, but didn't really get much else.
Yeah. Yeah, but with that, we have a 2-1 score. So, I mean, Krystianer can still tie it up. We can still go into game 5 in this series.
Oh yeah, we are looking to make a series out of this here. And yeah, we'll see how Elazer and Krystianer can make this, or if they can bring this all the way to even a game 4, even a game 5. As we are getting ready for Abyssal Reef. We go. See someone saying low-level semi-pro is best SC2 to watch. Are you watching something else, Pat? Are you watching something else? Elazer is like literally top 4, like Zerg in Europe. Like what? Elazer's top 4. What? Krystianer is like top 4 Protoss in Europe as well. I don't know. I feel like maybe a lot of people don't watch these players as they rise through the year. But yeah, like unironically, like some of the best Protoss and Zerg in Europe. Unironically.
Like, some people only follow the sale.
It's true. Some people don't. You know? Some people don't watch StarCraft. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Smoge.
With that, we are now in game number 4 of this best of 5 semi-final series of the Great Polish LAN, the offline tournament in Warsaw. And in the bottom right corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the blue Protoss player representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Zerg player from the land of Poland representing Team Liquid. It is Elazer. Here we go. And again, Elazer, as you mentioned, is 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. From the grand finals, coming into this, I would have said that Krystianer is going to be the favored player here, but alas, Elazer is now 1 game away. One más. 1 more is all he needs.
Yeah, and as we said, like, as much as like Elazer's style is risky, like it's also very possible that it can just work. It can just catch his opponent off guard. So like this one game, one slip up from Krystianer, and it can be going to Elazer.
Oh yeah, exactly. One more misstep, one more mistake, and Elazer, he will run away with this series. But, of course, welcome one and all to Abyssal Reef. Abyssal Reef is one of the larger maps on the map pool. Very large map, long rush distance by ground, and very defendable bases. Even though we saw a really quirky, really weird build out of Krystianer, I think part of that is because of how uncomfortable Frostline is as a map. Here, we should be seeing the tried and true Archon play out of Krystianer, and I do favor that style here on Abyssal Reef.
Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. Krystianer for now keeping an eye on Elazer, making sure that nothing fishy is going on, that there aren't like some Zerglings masked up or anything, as we know that Elazer likes to be aggressive.
Oh yeah. We do know that. I would also say, I should also emphasize as well, that Elazer should not be going for his Massling Hydra style here on Abyssal as well. He has been hyper-aggressive, and he has been successful, especially on Ultra Love, even in the previous game as well. But here, it is more difficult to break a defending player, and we should be making use of the map itself to maybe take up ourselves and head in towards a later game state.
I mean, you say he shouldn't do it, but does it mean he won't do it? That's my question I pose to you, because I mean, we know that Elazer is very confident in this build working out, as he has been presenting it for a lot of games today. So we'll see if he wants to switch something up, or if that's just the go-to for today.
Yeah, as we are soon to embrace our game and soon to embrace our setup here. So far, going to be a Stargate opener here from Krystianer. Going to be opening up Oracle. Likewise, soon to be setting up here at his third base as well. Again, we don't really expect any too crazy shenanigans early on. We expect standard setups here in towards the mid game, and that's where our players do start to deviate.
Yeah, for now, once again, we have Oracles coming from Krystianer. We have the Adepts. The Adept was just shading around, just checking where the links are, but now that the links are coming across the map, Krystianer is rushing back to that third base, making sure that the Nexus won't be denied.
Yeah, as links have arrived, the Oracle is in position, and with that, he does dive on top of the probe, and the probe does get picked off.
Yeah, the probe gets sniped by the Zerglings, so the Nexus will be delayed after all. I mean, not by much, because the second probe is on the way, but still. Ooh, the second probe! The second
he wants
probe!
it! Oh my god. Does get the probe?
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting flashbacks to the Shelby duct tape.
Oh no.
Another probe is coming.
This time he will get it up, so the Nexus has been delayed here. 2 workers going down, so nice goes here by Elazer. But now I'm concerned for Elazer, because as we can see here, this is a 4-minute lair timing. This is the same lair timing we've been seeing in every game of this series, which means once again, Elazer, he's rushing into Hydras and rushing into this more aggressive style.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely seems to be what he likes to do. Meanwhile, these Oracles are trying to dive into the bases of Elazer, and once again, when Elazer spots the Oracles, the Zerglings are right there across the map to harass the bases of Krystianer. He does have enough Adepts to defend, I think, though.
Yeah, it does have enough. He does defend his third base. So far, he is holding on, and he's maintaining himself. Back at home, we're waiting for that lair to finish up, waiting for the Hydras to arrive. And there it is. The Hydra Den has been thrown down for Elazer.
Yes, so once again, we will be seeing Hydras from Elazer. Do we have a Banelingness? No, so no Banelings. It will be mostly focused on the Link Hydra specifically. And I mean, it makes sense with generally what Krystianer goes for, so we will see how that goes. But before that, we have some Adepts shading in.
Yeah, that's they do shade in towards that natural. They do trade quite well here behind the mineral line, going for the drones. It does target down 3 workers so far. He will lose his Adepts, so he gets a full scout as well. Gets eyes on the Hydra Den.
Yeah, he does see the Hydra Den. I mean, to be fair, he could probably expect it at this point, because again, Elazer has been playing that every game, but still, it's good to confirm that. And he gets 3 drones in the end, unfortunately losing all of the Adepts though.
Yeah, it does lose the Adepts, and this is what I've been waiting for. For the first time this series, for the first time this broadcast, Elazer, he throws down an infestation bit. He is, for the first time, taking up towards Hive.
Hydra say? Are we going lurkers this time? Are we dropping the Link Hydra?
Yes, we should be at least. Elazer should be taking off now. He's getting a 4th base, droning up, getting past 4 base saturation, and there it is. The Lunker Den has been thrown down.
Yeah, so we will be having lurkers from Elazer. I mean, that's a nice addition, definitely. As you know, Hydras are great, but they're also quite squishy, and they don't always win the engagements. Lurkers will definitely be a great addition against Krystianer's army, and it looks like that army is about to get stronger as well, as he is working on a robo now.
Oh yeah, is working on that robo follow-up, again working towards his Archon setup as well. Again, this is the traditional Krystianer that we do expect, is charge shots and Archons, getting another base, and from here should be working towards Storm and Immortal production. We'll see if Krystianer moves out first. There is going to be a window. There's a window in time here where Elazer doesn't have lurkers and where he is vulnerable to the ground army of Krystianer.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we'll see if Krystianer uses that window. We'll see if he even expects the lurkers, because I don't think he has scouted the lurker then quite yet. Who the oracles?
Oof. Yeah, one Oracle going to be going down. Nice catch here from Elazer. The other Oracle does at least confirm the army, and we do have at least Storm on the way. So again, Krystianer, he's just building up back at home, and if he doesn't move out soon, then the lurker production is going to get well underway for Elazer.
Yeah. The lurkers are on the way, though. The first ones are being morphed. Krystianer is still not quite aware of this, I'm afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
The Zealots meet with the Hydras.
Yeah, the Zealots, they do spot the run by on the right-hand side. Likewise, lurker upgrades are on the way. So again, Elazer, he, as we mentioned before, he's embracing this map. He does get scouted, is confirmed. And from here, Krystianer has to make a choice. Does he try to break through this defensive line of lurkers, or does Krystianer start to take up into Sky Toss?
We'll see which one he goes for. For now, he has to prepare for this attack, as potentially Elazer may be coming soon. It looks like he completely gave up on that harassment from the top side, as he was spotted. So Krystianer actually has an opportunity to attack here.
Yeah, he is moving out, but how many lurkers does he have? 6, soon to be 13. 13 lurkers for Elazer. A ground army cannot easily push into this. Now, the lurkout base is somewhat exposed, but Elazer, he does respond.
Yeah, he does respond. He has his army in position. Even the lurkers are now digging in, so they should be able to hold this out. Oh. And I mean, we have a lot of ground army here that is quite vulnerable to these lurkers, and not really any way to deal with them.
Yeah, exactly. And again, pushing into this is not going to happen. There it is. There's the Fleet Beacon, and there's 2 more Stargates. Sky Toss is on the way. Now, I will say that this is a bit of a late response by Krystianer, because that there is going to be a window where now Krystianer is vulnerable. Now, Elazer has a terrifying army that he can use to move out across the map.
Yeah, and that Zergling army is running straight into the bases of Krystianer. Krystianer is rushing home, but I don't know if he can be in time. At least he will be losing some probes.
Oh my god.
Ooh, but the storms!
Yeah, storms do pop up. Despite that, probes are going to be going down here. 10 probes do fall, and so far, good damage. Elazer is going to be the first to max out, and again, he should soon be pushing.
Krystianer will try to find a position here with these few Archons, with the Zealots, with the High Templars, but there are so many lurkers up top. More are being morphed as well, so he cannot really approach it. He needs a way to deal with these lurkers.
Yeah, exactly. And right now he has no answer. Tempest production has begun, but Krystianer, he needs time. He needs time for Tempest. He needs time to gather up his forces and actually have a comparable army.
Yeah, but those Tempests are not here yet. The first ones are about to pop out, but they're not quite ready, and the Archons time and again are running into these lurkers, and I feel like a lot of them will be falling, but actually hold that thought, as they are focusing fire quite well.
Yeah, at the same time, massive warping into the main. Krystianer, he's going for the mineral line, he's going for the main base. Queens are under fire, and the main army is going to be turned back home.
Yeah, the main army is turned back home, but at the same time we also have a run by from Elazer in the base of Krystianer, so both our players suffering economical damage, and Krystianer just decides to just go across the map.
Yeah, drones are going down, we're coming in too soon. Oh, probes are going to be falling here. 17, 18 probes going to be going down. Massive losses here for Krystianer. He is building up his Tempest, but oh, these are some rough losses.
Yeah, those are some rough losses. And where are the Tempests? Honestly. There are 3 Tempests, but they are not with the army.
No, yeah, they just came out. They just came out. It looks like one was across the map. Krystianer, he should be consolidating his forces here, getting his 3rd base back up and running. Krystianer is going to try to move out, but he doesn't really have enough to really contest the army of Elazer.
Yeah, the ground army is no longer there. Too many of the forces were lost in those fights. Now the Lurkers are moving a little bit into the army, but again, there's just not enough on the ground. The Storms will help, though.
Storms do help, but the High Templar, they're zoned away. They want to connect with the Hydras, but the Hydras are on the other side of those Tempests, or of the Lurkers, I should say. Tempest, they can reset the Lurker count, though.
Yeah, one Lurker after another will be sniped by those Tempests, as nothing can really reach them in range. I mean, Spire is about to finish, so Elazer will be going into Raptors, I assume. But they're not quite ready yet.
Yeah, not quite here, as Krystianer, he at least maintains map control, but he lost so many probes. That's the big problem here. His economy did take a massive blow, and he needs more time, even more time now, to rebuild his forces. Does have his High Templar, can zone away the Hydras. He's a good trades here for Krystianer, but now Elazer, he has 17 Corruptors in production. Because of his greater economy, he's now soon to snowball at control with these Corruptors.
Yeah, and there will be a lot of Corruptors as well. There's like around 20 Corruptors currently in production, so that will be quite a force there from Elazer. And these Tempests are actually quite naked in the middle of the map. They have some Archons to support them, but not that many.
Yeah, and here we go. The Corruptors, they dive in. They dive on the main army. Tempests are going to be going down one after the other, and there's just none of support. GG gets called, and Elazer, he will take the series 3-1, taking down Krystianer. GG.
Nicely done. Elazer actually takes the series. I mean, again, like after the group stage, we expected that, Krystianer will like be a solid challenge there, but actually Elazer does take it.
Yeah, I was definitely favoring Krystianer coming into this series, but there was some, I would say, interesting decisions on Frostline. Again, Frostline was just a really, really interesting game there, and alas, did not go the way that Krystianer was hoping for. Likewise, Elazer was doing a great job here at adjusting and adapting here to his opponent on Abyssal Reef. He was able to embrace his lurkers and shut Krystianer down with those Ling run-bys. Very well done. GG.
Yeah, again, I can only comment like Elazer's like attention to what is happening on the map, because again, he was always using the chance whenever Krystianer was going for an attack. There was always a Ling run by back in his base. There was always something happening, so he couldn't just focus on the offensive. He had to constantly switch his attention.
Yeah, and with that, Elazer, he gets his revenge. For those who were not here in the group stage, Krystianer, he did 2-0 Elazer in the group stage, but alas, here in the playoff bracket, Elazer, he gets his revenge. He's able to snowball out of control, does take the win in the end here, and that means we have our 2 finalists. It's going to be Elazer and Geralt in the grand finals.
Yeah, very interesting. But I need to check this. Hasn't this actually happened before?
In the finals, no.
Have we had?
Don't believe we've had Geralt and Krystianer in the finals. We've had Geralt and Elazer in the finals. We've had Krystianer in the finals. We've had Spirit in the finals as well. As we mentioned before, Geralt, he typically has been having a bit of a harder time here in these events. Again, usually he's been overshadowed by Krystianer, by Elazer, by Spirit as well. Those are the players that usually do come out on top. But that's why I'm most excited to see them here, because Geralt, he's the only one out of the 4 that has not actually won a galactic battle.
Yeah, and I definitely think he's one deserving for one, because I mean, he's been getting like really good in the recent like years, and I definitely think he should be one to win a LAN event as well. But yeah, somehow it has not happened quite yet.
Yeah.
Also, this is what I was remembering. Geralt and Elazer was the final of an S-Pot event.
There you go. So for those that are curious, Elazer, he won the first House of Galactic Battle. That was back in the beginning of 2024. The second House of Galactic Battle was won by Krystianer. It was Krystianer over Elazer in the finals. And the third one was Spirit. Spirit winning in the finals over Krystianer. So again, first Elazer, then Krystianer, then Spirit. Now, who's it going to be? Either Elazer, once again, for the second time, or Geralt for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I want to call it the old guard versus the new guard, but it kind of is, because Elazer is one of those pros that have been here like for years. Like he has been here before the race of Serral and so on. I remember before Serral won his first BlizzCon, I think. Like, that's when Elazer was actually in like top 4s of tournaments, one of the first Europeans to be there. So So he has been here in a while on a very high level, and meanwhile Geralt is more of a newer one to newer addition to this higher ranks. So it's definitely an interesting match to crown the champion of the Polish lands.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It is going to be an interesting one. And yes, as someone is asking in the chat, we do have our third place match up next. It should be Krystianer versus Spirit. Spirit, he did lose his series earlier. Krystianer, likewise, just lost his own semifinals match. So up next is going to be a best of 3 between Spirit and Krystianer. Oh boy.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. We may have another interview in the break, so also keep your eyes peeled, because I definitely didn't miss last one.
Exactly.
Go.
And this is going to be another rematch. Again, we spoke about this previously, how Krystianer has been popping off as of late. He took down Björn a couple of days, or a week ago, took down Creator, and he almost 2-0'd Spirit. So now they're going to be facing off once again. And it's going to be a really nice way to top off their little rivalry, because in the group stage, they were tied 1-1. Spirit and Krystianer, they tied 1-1. There was no victor in that series because it was a best of 2 in the group stage. So here in a proper best of 3, we could see, I mean, we're going to be crowning at least one of these two ahead of the other.
Yeah, there will be that third place match, and as you said, it will be definitely an interesting one. Like, both are very strong players, and they have played each other in the recent times. As you said, they have played in the finals of another house.
Yeah.
So yeah,
did play in the finals.
We'll see who comes out on top this time. Like, this is kind of becoming like like a regular check of who's actually on top. Like, after it's been like a few months, like, are you still better than this player, or can you still beat Spirit? Can you still beat Krystianer?
Exactly. We're soon to find out. For now, we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have our third place match. See you soon.